Hello, everybody. Welcome to Motivational Monday. My name's Thomas, and today I think that we should talk about starting something new or learning something new. One thing that comes to mind when I speak of learning something new could be an instrument, or maybe, just doing a new experience, going someplace that you've never been before. I mean, it could be as simple as, going out eat somewhere that you've never been before. I know that that's very simplistic in a point where trying something new or starting something new, but you never know what kind of experience you could have unless you try it. But I would like to talk about learning something new. I am a person that tends to struggle really bad with actually learning something, and when I'm thinking about examples, I'm talking about mainly like instruments. I do like to make music, but I'm not very good at the piano. I like to produce things and make things sound well with my production equipment, but when it comes to actually knowing the piano, I'm not very good at it, and I don't take the time to actually teach myself how to do it. And that's a huge issue for me, because if I sat down and took the time to do it, I could get really good at it. And also, I've learned a few chords on the ukulele. That's another instrument that I've learned a few chords on, and then since then I haven't tried to learn any more. And now I have an electric guitar. I want to try to get better at doing that, but it's one of those situations. I think it has a lot to do with, and this is me self-diagnosing here, ADHD. I tend to want to start something new and do something and go big and know that I could do something positive with it, and then I'm into it for a few days and then I just drop. And that's something that I do not want to do. That's something that I don't want to have the experience doing. I want to experience starting something new and staying with that. And maybe really what I want to talk about isn't necessarily starting something new, but continuing to learn or teach yourself something. Or sometimes I get fixated on a specific video game. And then this video game itself is Ratchet and Clank. I'm a person that loves to buy a game, I'll play it for a few hours, barely ever touch it again. And it's not that I don't enjoy it, because I do enjoy it. It's just that I feel like sometimes I should take my ideas and my time to do something more productive. But the thing is, you gotta realize that your time is your time. If you want to use it playing video games, you use it playing video games. If you want to be a person that doesn't want to play video games, don't. I also tend to watch a lot of gameplay, and that's a lot of my video game experience in the first place. And that's kind of why I wanted to create this series, all the way from when I named it Verbal Journal a month and a half ago. Or maybe it was closer to a month ago, but either way, I wanted to create gameplay and have like some positive vibes, positive, words come out while this gameplay is going on, because I tend to be one that loves to watch gameplay, but I love to hear the commentary. I love to hear some positive vibes. I love to hear funny commentary. One of the main people that I watch is Nerdcubed. He's a very funny, elaborate, like he's a very funny guy, and I really appreciate all of his content. So I don't think that I could hit that level of amusement for people when it comes to playing games, because I really suck at playing live while also commentating live. So this series, I record the gameplay and then I talk over it, even though a lot of the times me talking has nothing to do with the game itself. I just like to, have this visual aid while I'm talking, because like I said, I tend to enjoy creating, or I tend to enjoy watching content. But like I said, I like to watch this content, and then while I watch this content, I'm like, oh, I would love to play this game. I'd have so much fun doing it. And then I'd play it for a few hours and then completely stop. And I guess really, maybe this episode should be called "Dealing with ADHD." Like I said, I feel like I'm self-diagnosed. I have never went to the doctor for this because I always felt like it's something normal. But every time I see an ADHD post, like overthinking and doing this, doing that, it always resonates with me. Maybe it has to deal with the fact that maybe it's just a little bit general. Maybe it has a lot of general terminology and general feels, and maybe that's the reason why it feels so right to me. But and then the more that I think about it, I'm like, maybe it is true. Because, like I said, playing instruments, I love the idea of playing instruments and being good at them, but then I don't take the time to do it. And a lot of the time, my mindset, the reason why I feel this way, is because I want to spend time with my family and I want to be able to be the best dad and husband that I possibly could be. And I feel like if I'm taking a whole bunch of time doing other stuff, I'm not going to succeed at doing that. But I also want to create content. I want to make a positive imprint on somebody's life, whether I make music or I create video game content or make reaction videos. Whatever I do, I want to make an impression on somebody's life. I'm sorry for hitting the microphone. I want to make an impression on people's life. I want to feel like other people feel the same way I do. And if you struggle with, thinking that these ADHD posts are something that you actually struggle with, I definitely suggest going to see somebody and see if you actually do have it. Because, like I said, I haven't, and maybe me just wondering what if it creates that thought that I do have it. I do think that it's something not necessarily negative, because so many people, it's in a huge category. A lot of people have it, so I wouldn't doubt it if I did have it. But like I said, self-diagnosed doesn't really mean anything. But I'm just, kind of showing my experience on how I'm feeling when I'm starting something new. I just got a guitar from my mom for my birthday, and I really appreciate the gift because it's something that I really want to do. After seeing Green Day, Weezer, Fall Out Boy, and the Interrupters on tour for the Hella Mega Tour, I absolutely fell in love with the feeling of the guitar live. So I was like, I'm going to get a cheapo guitar, I'm going to learn how to play. And I've sat down and played it for about an hour since I got it. I absolutely loved it, but I'm not pushing myself to actually continue on doing it. I don't know why I struggle with this so much, because like I said, I enjoy playing the piano, I enjoy producing music, I enjoy playing the ukulele, I enjoy playing the guitar, but it's almost like as soon as I start doing it, I'm like, but what if I do something else instead? I tend to sit and watch video game gameplay because it eases my mind. I don't have to worry about actually controlling anything. I don't have to control everything. It's like it's all up in the air. It's up to somebody else controlling. But in your life, everything that you do, you are the one controlling what you do. Whether it's a job, whether it's a occupation, whether it's a hobby, or whether it's something you absolutely love to do, it's up to you to strive to actually be the best you could possibly be at whatever you want to be. Like I said, this is something I struggle with all the time. I feel like I give my all when it comes to my employment, and that's where most of my energy goes. I feel that I'm not the best at being a father and a husband, and I think that I could be better at it, and I'm always doubting myself and struggling with these situations because I do feel like I could be better. And it's almost like, what if throughout my life I've only been able to start and stop something, and that's why I always feel discouraged when I get up to it and start actually trying to be good at something. And a lot of my issues is overthinking. I talk about that in another Motivational Monday, But I definitely suggest watching some of those other Motivational Mondays as well, because I do feel like I hit some good points. And one thing about the series is I don't write anything down. That's probably shown, especially in this episode, because I'm kind of going all over the place and I may not even be hitting all the points that I want to be hitting. But if you want to strive for greatness, you have to put in the effort. And, a lot of people say if you're not doing it and you're acting like you don't want to do it, you're being lazy. And I don't think that's necessarily the case. A lot of the times, I just feel like so worn out. And that's one of the main reasons why I feel like I'm struggling so much. But the thing is, you have to push yourself. And if you don't have the capability of pushing yourself, get somebody that can push you. Get somebody, whether it's a significant other or a parent or a friend, that could push you and hold you accountable. It's the same thing as, if you're in sports and you weightlift, it's a lot easier to weightlift and work out when you have people along your side, peers, to push you along, because if they're getting stronger, you want to get stronger, and if you're getting stronger, they want to get stronger. So everything is just a cycle. If you want to push yourself to do great things, you have to revolve yourself around people that also want to aspire for greatness. They want to, create big things, and you want to create big things. So if there's nothing at all that you get from this episode, I feel as though you should definitely hold yourself accountable, but it's very difficult to do that. So I definitely suggest having somebody with you that could help you hold yourself accountable. Whether it's you want to work out, whether it's you want to start a new instrument, whether it's you want to continue playing an instrument, whether it's making music, whether it's creating content, whether it's working hard, or it doesn't matter. If you feel like you could be better at what you're doing, I highly suggest having somebody by your side to create that greatness with you. Like I said, though, it's difficult. I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's very difficult if you have the same inner feelings as I do to finish what you started. How do you finish what you started? If you're by yourself, how do you finish what you started? You have to be in the mindset of positivity, and that's very difficult by yourself. I do feel like it's highly important to get yourself somebody that will help you be positive. And I mean, that could even be somebody that you pay to, help you along the way. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time thinking of what this occupation is, but I'm keeping this in. But I mean, definitely suggest getting help. If you think that you can't do it alone and you don't have a friend, talk to a counselor, or have... What the heck am I trying to say here? That's the real question here. Not counselor. The other thing. When you want to go to therapy. That's it. It's a therapist. I knew I was going to get it eventually. But I definitely suggest, if you don't have somebody, or even if you do have somebody, maybe going to a therapist will help you. Because whether you think that you have a problem or not, I feel like therapy is something very positive. I'm somebody that highly suggests going to it, even though I, for one, have not. And I definitely think that I should. Definitely. I've said definitely a lot over the last 13 minutes, but it is what it is. But to strive for greatness, you have to believe in yourself, and that's very difficult. To finish what you started, it's difficult. And like I said, I am self-diagnosed ADHD, so that it may not mean anything. It could mean that I'm just being crazy, but I do feel as though my mind works very quick, and then as soon as I start doing things, it wants to slow down and work on something else. I hate that sometimes. I really do. It's hard. it makes me very self-conscious because I think that I could be better at what I'm doing, and everyone around me is like, no, you're doing great, but honestly I feel like I'm not. Anyway, I think I should probably end this here because I have no idea which direction this video has gone in the first place. I don't know if this is something that's worth talking about, but how do you finish what you started? If you can't do it by yourself, get help. Maybe it is just a mindset thing. If you don't think that you're good enough to finish it, complete it, believe in yourself, believe that you can. Try to get yourself to a point where you can finish things. Whether it could be something small. If you have a small goal like wanting to run a 5K, right? You want to run a half a mile, and then soon after that run a mile, and then a mile and a half, 2 miles, and then go all the way up to a 5K. But you have to push yourself, and without somebody alongside you, at least with my experience, it's extremely difficult. I did start running a while back, and then when I started running, and it felt really good, but then I wouldn't want to wake up early, so I'd do it in the afternoon, and in the afternoon it was super hot, so I was like, okay, maybe I will want to continue doing this. But then I don't. Then I just quit. I gave up. I ran a total of like 6 miles, and then I was like, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. 6 miles, not at one time, but like all together. And it is very noticeable. I'm trying to lose weight and be better and eat better, but I keep gaining weight. So that's another thing that I have struggle with. But hey, it is what it is. I don't know what this episode's going to be called. You'll know by the title when it gets here. Thank you so much. Like I said, this one was all over the place, but hopefully it helped you in some way. And if you have any notes, leave in the comments below. If you feel anything, leave in the comments below. Thank you so much. Give me some suggestions on what other topics you would like. Thank you. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you do end up liking it. If not, please leave in the comments below why you didn't. I really appreciate it. Make sure to click that subscribe button if you like this video, like past videos, and want to see more in the future. Thank you so much. Goodbye.